All right, what we have today is a 2021 Mazda CX-5 where we're going to take off the front bumper and replace the grille. Basically, the situation at hand, a deer ran into my wife. Yeah, we'll go with that. But you can see there's a little deer hair right there. Don't worry, the deer is fine. But we have some damage in the front grille here. We have some damage here. The license plate holder was broke. For the most part, everything else is good. So what we're gonna do is we're kind of just gonna replace this internal part, but it requires us to take the whole front bumper off. And the front bumper goes all the way up here to all the way down here. And there's a bunch of pins and screws that are gonna have to be removed to take that front piece off. The piece that we're replacing it with is right here. It has some of the chrome plastic, the black plastic. We're gonna have to take the Mazda emblem off the old one, put it on the new one. And then I got a new license plate holder that we're gonna screw on there. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. Yeah, right. But we'll go ahead and get this thing up on stands. Go ahead and take that front bumper off. I have the front of the vehicle up on stands. Obviously everybody's responsible for their own safety. What I have is basically some drive-on stands. I only need to get it a little ways up in the air to get to the fasteners on the bottom. I have it in park, have the parking brake on, have the back wheels chalk, and if you can see it, I have jack stands under here. So reduce the chance that this thing falls on you at all costs. So what we're gonna start with is we're gonna take all the fasteners off. There's going to be some plastic fasteners. No! There's going to be some screws all across the top of this. But first, we're going to have to take this intake off. The intake that runs to your air filter, fastened by 2 screws. This is a 10 millimeter. I bought these tools for about $7 off Amazon to take off the plastic pins. Here's a plastic pin. Basically, using this tool right here, you get up under it, pop it off. Looks like I got about 6 right now. This piece had 2 pins in it, and it looks like there's 2 more under this piece. You're gonna have to take those off as well. And I got about 4 Phillips head screws out of the top as well. Give her the shake test, and it looks like she's loose up top. Now we got to go around the sides and on the bottom. Now looking at the bottom of the vehicle, you have screws, you have clips on the bottom of the vehicle all across the front. We're basically going to be removing those all the way across the front to loosen the front out. And then we're going to move over to the sides, and then we should be able to pull this thing. Okay, it took about 10 screws off, 2 clips, only 1 made it. I may just order some new clips offline. I know you can get them off Amazon for pretty cheap. Yeah, I ended up breaking one of them. It happens. Okay, you can see I removed the screws, the clips, Now, once you have these clips removed all the way across the front, you can pull this plastic piece down. Well, few rocks in there, but you can see there's more clips. So you got about 2 more clips right there and over there. We're going to remove those clips as well. All right, in addition to those 2 clips up here, you can see where I took the clip off underneath. In addition to those, there's 2 more Phillips, which you can also use like a 5/16 on that. So it might be easier to fit your 5/16 in there. The reason you wanted to take those Phillips heads out is to basically move this corner piece down, because it's going to give you access to those wiring harnesses. Even if you don't have fog lights, you're going to have to take these out. So basically disconnect, and then where the wire is fastened, I believe you can just use a flathead, stick it in there, and release the wire. So you want to pull those out so they don't come out with the front bumper. You can see I disconnected the harness right here, but what I found to be easier is there were silver screws, 3 silver screws in there, and I basically took the 3 silver screws out. Once you have this corner piece off, you can basically fit your drill in here pretty easily. I mean, or if you just had a Phillips head, it was pretty easy to take off, and then that whole assembly comes off. And the reason I did that is because this wire is fixed right here, and ideally you can fit a flathead in there and just pull this strap off, but it was a little difficult. Okay, so you have everything pulled off the top. Woohoo! You have everything pulled off the bottom. Woohoo! Now we got to work the sides. It's going to be fastened with these fasteners. You can see right there. It's going to be fastened with these fasteners. And to be honest, these are not easy to slip that flathead under. I don't know, you might have better luck. But go ahead and take off, looks like 3, maybe 4. Easy peasy. Now I ran it all the way up. Okay, let's see if you can see. I ran it all the way up to these 2, which are basically at this height. You don't have to do the whole wheel well. You just got to get all the way up to where the bumper comes off. Now I went a little further. I think that might be relevant. It may not be relevant. We're going to find out. Now that you have the clips taken out on the inside of the trim, we're going to pop this off. You only had to take the clips off about halfway. Maybe I would do a little over half, because we're going to pop this out and we're going to reveal some hidden fasteners. Basically, there's going to be another clip down at the bottom here, and there's going to be a screw right here at the metal. So we're going to have to take the screw out, the fastener out, and kind of pop out this corner, and once we do, we'll be able to take the front bumper off. This is where your panel tool really comes in handy. I mean, you've been using it for the clips, and I would highly recommend spending this $7 to $10 to get this stuff you get a whole package. Because what you're going to reveal here is you're going to reveal some green clips. Yep, so I poked my head in, the clip's about right here. You can also look from underneath where you took off that quarter skid plate down there. Just see if you can grab that clip and get it out of there. Got lucky there. So I pulled the 2 clips off. I'll give you a close-up here in a second once I get this off. You kind of just pry it open, look in there, find the green clip, and then put your panel tool where the green clip is. See the green clip now. Right there. That's kind of what's sticking into a hole. That one's on that. You're gonna see the Phillips head right there. I think that's also a 10 millimeter. We're gonna take that off and kind of pop out this corner right here. Also, there's your extra clip on the front there. We're gonna take that one off as well. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can pop out this corner. All right, got it nice and loose. We just need to do the other side and then we're gonna pop the front out. Go ahead, say your prayer, pay your charity, do whatever you need to do to get that good karma. Cross your fingers, hopefully this pops right out. Get a firm grip and yeah, baby, there we go. She's off. We're gonna go ahead and replace this grill now. Okay, so I've laid this down in the grass. Obviously, here's the existing, here's the new. I'm gonna have to disconnect these pieces from here. You can see this. Disconnect all those from the bottom. I'm gonna just try and pop off the bottom first, pull the whole thing off, and then obviously this piece is gonna come off of this, which is what we're replacing. Looks like we got a Phillips head all the way over here. Got a little fastener right here. It must have got broken off the other side when the deer hit my wife. It's possible that I need to get another one of these. And there you go. Pretty much 2 Phillips head, 2 fasteners, and you got this piece off. So we got some slimy, twisted, no good piece of. So I order this front grill. Basically, it doesn't come with this white piece. This white piece here. I'm gonna have to take the white piece off. Gonna have to take this off. Gonna have to take the emblem off. Emblem shouldn't be a problem. Looks like it's just some Phillips heads. You know, the top looked like it was some clips. Looked like we just had to take some of these clips off. But then you look here and it looks like it's actually riveted. Right here. So I'm gonna have to drill that out, and I'm probably gonna have to put screws in. That's the type of that I absolutely hate. Of course, this didn't come with instructions. You know, why would it? Why would they explain that they you over? So anyway, let's start destroying this and see how it goes. I'll start with the emblem. Seems fairly easy. Looks like there's just some clips up in there. I'll go ahead and take those clips out. All right, emblem was pretty easy. Basically just had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clips that you got to press and kind of press it out of there. And then these two are gonna have pieces come through them on the grill, and we're gonna put those other 2 clips I took off on there. So we'll put that emblem back on as it came off. And these are the 2 clips that are gonna kind of go through these pieces and hold it on. Just kind of pops into place there. We got those too. So, emblem was easy. More great news. I lost my audio. My mic stopped working a little ways through this, but right here you'll see that I'm drilling out the rivets in the top. It actually turned out to be pretty easy. I did have to use a pair of alignments to hold the bottom of the rivet because the whole rivet turned when I tried to drill them out. So I think I got about a 1/4 inch drill. Get something that can drill metal, of course, and press it in there. You'll see I'm putting on my glove, but I'm going to have to grab that pair of alignments. Yep, there we go. Grab it from the bottom, drill from the top. You're going to take it out from left to right. Actually wasn't that bad, and we found some screws to replace those rivets almost perfectly. And when you look at those silver screws on the back of that grill, those are the screws that I actually took off the old grill and put on exactly where those rivets are. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like, but it worked out real well. Now let's go ahead and skip to the part where we take the white piece off the front of the grill. It took me a little while to figure this out, but if you grab the white piece on top of that grill, you can kind of pry it up with your fingers, like you see there. Now you can also stick a flathead in there and kind of pry and see where those tabs are. But what you want to do is you really want to grip it and kind of pry up and pry those tabs out with your hand. And once you figure out how to do it, it's pretty easy. Now, once you have all the tabs up, it comes right off of there, just like that. Pretty simple. Once the white part's off, it reveals all the screws you need to take off to get that last black piece off there. I think they're lined up right on the front. So you'll see as I just take a drill and get those screws right out of there, and then that back piece is going to come right off. All right, there she goes. Now you just put it back on the same way you took it off. Just snap it into place and put your screws back in there, and you're going to get that black piece back on. And then the white piece is even easier. That thing just snaps right in. You'll see that in a minute. Just pop it right in there. Easy peasy. All right, now I'm explaining that you have to take those silver screws that I took out of the back of the old grill and kind of put them in where the rivets were. Now, on the top of that white piece, it was a series of screws. I'm sorry, it was a series of rivets and plastic pins. So right now I'm just putting the screws in where the rivets were. And then I'm actually ordering the plastic pins because a lot of those real small plastic pins, they broke when I took them out. So I have successfully ordered a pack of those pins and put them in. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the bottom on. And if you remember, it's 2 screws and 2 pins. So really there's a bunch of tabs that kind of snap on the bottom. And then you put your 2 screws in. I had salvaged one plastic pin, but the other plastic pin I think broke off when the deer hit my wife. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a zip tie. Yeah! And I'm going to put the zip tie on there. Seemed to fit pretty easily. Could have waited till I got my pins, but it seems like that worked out fine. Now I got a complete bumper there to put back on the car. Don't forget these rubber pieces. Basically go above the light. So take note, when you put these screws in the top, there's one all the way over to the left and all the way to the right. You can see it right there. That are going to be right above that light. You can see that rubber piece in there too, by the way. But that I decided I was going to take the end off, so I used a grinder just because I didn't have a better means. You might have a means of just clipping that off, no problem. But I wanted to get that off so it didn't damage the light. I don't think it would have anyway, but just as a precaution. Here I'm showing you the ends, the metal pieces that are going to snap back onto the car. Basically, I'm going to slide it back up on the car. It's going to fit on the front. And then those 2 corner pieces, the 2 metal pieces that I had to pop off, I'm going to pop those back in first, and it's going to kind of hold it in place while I fasten all around this bumper. So let's do it. Let's put it back on the car. Just pick the whole thing up, slip it right on there. I was actually very surprised how easily it slipped back on the car. I was almost worried that it was so easy. And you'll see I just line up the front. You line up the top, push in the bottom, push the middle in. I'm going to go around to the sides. I'm going to pop in the sides, and that's going to hold it on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and drive all the screws in and put the pins in. Okay, now you're going to install it the reverse of how you took it off. You're going to put that 10mm in there, that 10mm Phillips head. You're going to put that pin down at the bottom. Then you're going to snap in that trim ring. Then you're going to put in all your pins. And you're basically going to have your side done right there. Woohoo! Now let's move to the bottom quarter where you took the wiring harness off. It's real hard to hold the camera and do this at the same time, but basically I'm going to drive those 3 silver screws back in to that harness and go ahead and hook those back up. You're going to go ahead and put that corner shroud back on with those Phillips heads, and then you're going to put all the pins across the bottom, and then you're done with the bottom. So you got the sides, you got the bottom. Now let's move back up to the top. Basically all you're doing is you're putting your pins back on. Remember that one plastic piece, there's 2 pins under it and then 2 pins holding it on. You're going to put your Phillips head screws in. So get all those screws in and then go over to that intake piece, and you're going to put those 2 screws in that intake piece. And to be honest, you may not have needed to take that intake piece off to begin with, but oh well, good precaution. Either way, not so bad, right? This took me about 4 hours. I'd say if you had your ducks in a row and had everything ready, you could probably do this in 2. The rivets set me back. You know, there's some broken pins set me back. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you want to. I hope you fix your Mazda, and have a good day. See you later.